Hello and welcome to the Sports Corner YouTube channel once again. I am your host, KD, joined by nobody again. This is the Transfer Talk episode 2. Now, the reason these haven't been as frequently as possible is because the StreamYard service that we use to do the streams, we only get a certain amount of streaming time before we actually have to pay for it, so I'm trying to use it as wisely as I can. Rowan does have another account I can use, thankfully, so probably going to be using that if I want to do these more frequently. So today, I think we should probably just get into the biggest news of the day. It is Sancho Deadline Day. As a lot of people will know, Jadon Sancho has linked up with the Borussia Dortmund squad for the training camp in Switzerland. Many people thinking that Manchester United would get this deal over the line before the August 10th deadline that Borussia Dortmund had, quote-unquote, set for the team in Manchester. Now, as a Man United fan, disappointed we didn't get this over the line so already. It is just another reminder that our transfer negotiation team and our recruitment team is definitely a step behind in terms of those. I mean, you look at Liverpool and Chelsea; they're getting deals over the line in the space of a week, 3-4 days. This has been dragged on for nearly 3 weeks now. Obviously, we wanted him last summer as well. I think we will get him. It just depends how long it takes to get him. Of course, we have other players we need to sign as well. We need to sign some more defenders, probably another midfielder as well. Well, she's only put hi lad on my way to Stranraer, Caravan Park from holiday, so I'll comment when I can. No worries, Chris, have a good time. Have a good time in Stranraer. Scotland, right? That. Right. Anyway, just talk on Sancho. We need to get this over the line just based on the fact that we need him. We need him. That's pretty much all I'm going to say because I don't want to rant on about Sancho. But as soon as Chris is here, if he's still here, we'll talk about Liverpool. Norwich and Liverpool talks have broken down over the transfer for left back Jamal Lewis. So that was I think it was a $13 million offer. It was obviously reported by Bleacher Report for Jamal Lewis, which is an absolute steal if that would have got accepted. Unfortunately for Liverpool fans, it did break down. However, some good news is that Kostas Tsimikas, whatever his bloody name is, his fee has been agreed with Olympiacos. So Liverpool medical is impending for the Greek left back, who played very well against Wolves the other night. He looks very energetic. He'll be a good little replacement and cover for Andy Robertson. Similar type of player. He's quick on the ball. He likes to pass it infield, cut overlap onto his left foot. Had a decent shot. Probably should have scored if you want for Patricio the other night. Decent deal for Liverpool. I think it will come in about £11.75 million. Good deal, good fee. Olympiacos are probably a feeder club at this point because they've not really progressed that far in Europe to be the mainstay of the European football. Yeah, the European football, the quality of the players I'm trying to talk about. So they're probably a feeder club for teams like Liverpool. Obviously, we've seen this with Liverpool already this year, where they signed Minamino from Red Bull Salzburg for $8 million. Another bargain buy. However, it hasn't kind of worked out for Minamino just yet. It is kind of harsh to rate Minamino on that half of the season performance. Of course, he did have that massive break as well, like the other players did. So that's about it for the Liverpool news today. Probably the most newest, in air quotes, piece of news for today is that Højbjerg, he had his medical today. It's going to be £20 million with Kyle Walker-Peters going the other way in the deal. And I think Southampton are absolutely fucking laughing at this deal. $20 million for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and you're getting arguably one of the best up and coming right backs in the league. Kyle Walker-Peters has been really good since he's gone to Southampton. Hasenhüttl's got the best out of him. I'm not quite sure what Daniel Levy's been smoking or but he's losing. Probably, I'm gonna say Kyle Walker-Peters is better than Sergio Aurier. I'm just putting that out there. And Højbjerg he's not good. Obviously, they're getting him because they're probably going to move on. Move on and Ndombele to Inter Milan. Probably bring in Milan Skriniar on a swap deal as well. It's probably going to seem a lot like swap deals are the thing for Tottenham this transfer window. But for them, I can't see why you're paying £20 million for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. It just seems so stupid to me. Like his ceiling is Southampton, to be fair. Now, if he goes there and makes me eat my words, I will apologise. I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I was wrong. But I've not seen anything of him from Southampton to signify him being a good enough player for for Tottenham, and I think they've got a lot of the same players. Like Ndombele is a box-to-box midfielder, Højbjerg is a box-to-box midfielder, Harry Winks is a box-to-box midfielder. Unless Jose likes his 3 box-to-box mids with no defensive midfielder, doesn't sound like Jose, but going out on a limb here. Unless he's just playing 3 box-to-box midfielders and absolutely going for it this season. Unless he's actually grew some balls and threw some hair on his balls, should I say. I can't see where this guy fits in. To be perfectly honest, will he be a squad player? Will he start? Obviously, they've got like I just said, Winks and Ndombele. Ndombele might be leaving. Obviously, got Eric Lamela, Giovanni Lo Celso in there. Lo Celso is probably definitely going to be the mainstay in that squad. I'm trying to think of the Spurs midfielders off the top of my head, and I can't think of it. Anyway, that's enough about Spurs. We'll move on from them. I do want to make this video quite quickly, maybe like under 15 minutes or something, just so I'm not eating into the stream time on the StreamYard stuff. And it's a pretty easy watch after for other people. So Man City, they have confirmed the signings of Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres. They were confirmed about 4 or 5 days ago, I think. Nathan Ake coming in at around £41 million and Ferran Torres at £21 million, I think it was. 21 or 25, I can't actually remember. So decent deals for City. They're getting their business done quickly. Probably going to be spending another probably 80 to 90 million on Kalidou Koulibaly, who the Napoli president has come out and said it's going to take 81 million, I think it was, to get Koulibaly out of Napoli. He was on spaghetti legs against Messi the other day. I don't know what he'd had for brekkie, but it wasn't good. That's about it for Man City at the moment. There's nothing really floating around on Twitter about them or anything. So Chelsea and Arsenal, obviously they're the main rivals in London, and I think Willian might be making the switch to the red side of London, which I don't think will please many Chelsea fans. Obviously, he released the goodbye video, and Chelsea put it on their Twitter yesterday about Willian, and it's been everywhere. Nicola Shira has been reporting this for about 4 days now. He's been saying the same thing, that Willian has agreed with Arsenal, and it's only a matter of time before Arsenal do do announce him as their player. I think for Arsenal, it's the fact that they've just furloughed 55 members of staff, and they're gonna give Aubameyang a new deal. They're gonna sign Willian, who's going to be 100 plus grand a week. They've got Mesut Ozil sitting there on 400 grand a week. I think looking at it from a human standpoint and not a football fan standpoint, it's not a good thing to do. But if you're looking at it as an Arsenal fan and you want the best for the football club, it probably is. You're not looking most likely into that side. You're probably just putting that to the side. I know the human in me feels very, very, very bad for those 55 members of staff. If they look at Mesut Ozil on 400 grand a week, if they look at Aubameyang, who's going to be on 250, maybe 300 plus a week if he stays at Arsenal, Willian's going to be on 125 plus a week. I do think it is a decent deal, by the way, for Arsenal. The football fan in me, I like Willian. He's been really good at Chelsea being a great servant. I think Arsenal probably don't have the budget to go out and sign a right winger right now, so he will be good for the next 2 years, I'm pretty sure, for Arsenal fans. Chelsea will stay with them. Havertz and Chelsea are still stalled on a deal. Apparently, he has agreed terms with Chelsea for a 5-year deal, but Leverkusen and Chelsea are the ones in a stalemate at the moment. Leverkusen want 100 million euros. Chelsea have only offered 60 so far. So I think it's similar to the Sancho situation, whereby Leverkusen don't necessarily need to sell you. He's only 20 years old. They'll want that price boosted up because he is one of the best in Europe at this point in time. If you're looking at youngsters, I think for Chelsea, if they do get it over the line, it's another massive deal that they've got over the line, of course, and it will again prove to me that Manchester United's recruitment and negotiations team is absolutely awful. It's dreadful. Chelsea have got one of the best negotiation teams in the world, probably. Roman Abramovich, he says what he wants and he gets what he wants. But I think we should probably wrap it up with probably the biggest piece of news. Now, I'm not saying this is true by any sense of the imagination. This happens every single year, and it will. I honestly don't think this will happen. But apparently, George Mendes, Cristiano Ronaldo's agent, is in talks with Paris Saint-Germain. Now, this happens every single season. Obviously, he got knocked out of the Champions League following the Lyon game on I think it was Friday night. We'll go with that. Friday night. Obviously, saw him crying on the pitch, having a little bit of a paddy. His teammates trying to console him. He was not having any of it. He looked absolutely distraught. And I mean, he's obviously got the hunger and he wants to win more trophies. I think going to PSG is the wrong move for him, to be perfectly honest, because I mean, they have obviously got Neymar and Mbappe, but they're a team of bottle jobs. Apart from those three, they'd be a team of bottle jobs. And now, if I'm looking at the Juventus side, and it's got Dybala in there, it's got Cuadrado in there, it's got Alexandro in there, Chiellini's still in there. They've got Matthias de Ligt as well. I think he should stay at Juventus maybe for another year. Give it another year there. See what they can do. See if they can have another go, because he has just broken the Juventus record for the most goals in a season in his first season. He is incredible. He will play for another 4 or 5 years, I think, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think this is obviously created by the media to kind of like cause rumours. The literal normal paper talk, pretty much. He'll be linked to Man United soon. I can see it already. But I think that's about all I've got to talk about today. I didn't want to sit and dwell on the points for too long. I just wanted to get them out there and not eat the stream time up. But yeah, just to remind you all, it is Sancho Deadline Day. We have got another comment. Lipset says, "What do you think about Willian announcing he isn't playing for Chelsea anymore?" I did just talk about that, actually. I think that it's completely his decision if he doesn't want to play for Chelsea anymore. Of course, his contract's ending. If he doesn't want to sign for Chelsea, he's probably not going to play for him anymore. Just 1 second, babe. I'll just finish this and then I'll read your comment. I think he would be also a good player for Arsenal. I think he'd fit into the system well with Arteta. He'd probably behind Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. Actually, we didn't talk about Lacazette. Lacazette is apparently going to Atletico Madrid for 30 million if Aubameyang does sign the new deal. But as Bembo said, why doesn't Ronaldo try to go back to the Premier? It's more competitive. I completely agree with you. And the day we see Ronaldo back in the Premier League, I will be very, very happy, because I absolutely love Cristiano Ronaldo and he deserves to be playing in the best league in the world. It would be more competitive. And I think if he put the numbers up that he did in the Serie A, La Liga, in the Premier League now, he would be a lot more dignified. And I think a lot more Messi fanboys would say, "Oh well, Ronaldo is just." To me, Ronaldo is better than Messi. He's the best player in the world, because Messi is phenomenal. There's no doubt in that. But Ronaldo has moved. He's not stayed in the system that's built around him. He has been at the top level for all his career, pretty much. Even when he was a youngster at Man United, he was still smashing it. Lips has said, "Yeah, I think Lacquer out, then we could get Partey if that happens." That would be a really good deal for Arsenal. Of course, you got to meet his buyout clause, which I think is 50 million euros, if I'm not mistaken, which is about 45 million, I think. If you can raise the funds for that by selling Lacquer and the other people in your squad, like Lucas Torreira, I heard he wants to leave as well. If you could make the money for Thomas Partey, that would be incredible, because I think he would sort that midfield role out for you perfectly. But if nobody else has got anything else to say, I'm going to end this before 15 minutes. We are live again, actually, at 1 o'clock for the tier list video. So if you want to stick around, the video will be up. Well, the video will be queued in about 10 minutes time. For 1 o'clock, we'll go live. And then if you look just beneath me, we are doing a live Europa League watch on tonight. So we're doing Inter Milan and Bayer Leverkusen and Manchester United versus Copenhagen. If you want live coverage of the game, it will be live on our channel, 7:45 tonight, me and Kieren L. If you want to follow me on Twitter for any updates about anything on the Sports Corner YouTube channel, just follow my Twitter. It's at KDMUFC. You can just see it on the screen. I'll just answer these 2 questions and then I will end it. I think Man City should try to get Ronaldo. I don't want to see Ronaldo at Man City. I think Holding, Torreira, leaving, we might be selling AMN. It's the I love the intermittent Naz. I think he's a really good player. It's just the Arsenal fans overrate him like a lot, because he's not one of the best right backs in the league at all. He's just a really, really good youngster. He's got a good prospect. He's got everything you need to be a youngster. He's hungry already at that young age. Holding's an interesting one. I don't think Holding will leave, but I think Torreira will leave. But thank you very much for the questions, by the way, guys. Bembo and Lips. Do come into the tier list video later on, though. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'll see you later.